This week, I break a plane, eat some slop,
I think I'll eat on the plane.
and discover that Argentinian babies must be massive.
Blimey heck, how big are these babies? Look at the size of that.
As I take a flight on the rather underwhelming national airline of Argentina. Welcome to Buenos Aires Ezeiza International Airport here in Argentina, home to Aerolineas Argentinas, their national airline. And that's who I'm taking a flight with tonight, because I've got a long old flight over to Europe with Aerolineas Argentinas. Let's go and get checked in. Alright then, all checked in for Aerolineas Argentinas. We are off to Madrid in Spain tonight, a long transatlantic flight on their A330, so looking forward to seeing what they're going to be like. Let's go through security and get to the Aerolineas lounge here. Unfortunately, security and passport control at Buenos Aires is a bit of a pain. Argentina has two national pastimes, football and queuing, and at Buenos Aires Airport both seamlessly join forces as you walk backwards and forwards across a fake football pitch. Once you've cleared security, there's yet more queuing as you line up for a set of electronic passport booths, none of which actually seem to work, before queuing up yet again to get your passport checked by an actual human. Alright, finally made it through. That was a nightmare. We're well over an hour waiting in line again. They have these weird machines that don't really work, and like 90% of people who were using the express lane machines were getting turned around and sent to a manual guy in a kiosk to go and line up and have a passport stamp. But never mind, we're through. Finally to airside at Buenos Aires. Let's go and see if we can find a lounge. Being the national airline of Argentina, I was looking forward to checking out their flagship lounge, the Condor Lounge, which is upstairs above departures.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Thank
you.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Unfortunately though, the Condor Lounge doesn't quite live up to expectations. Yep, it's got plenty of seating, but that's about all it has. The food choices are pretty terrible, to be honest, especially for a country as renowned for its cuisine as Argentina. They had a few stale sandwiches to choose from, or a lukewarm bowl of some sort of white slop.
Welcome to the Aerolineas Argentinas lounge here in Buenos Aires, their flagship lounge. I think it's their only lounge. I'm not sure, they might have some elsewhere, but you're getting the best anyway. They haven't got much in the way of food and drink here. There's a couple of bits and pieces to have for their flagship international lounge. You'd think they'd have more, but I've gone for some slop on a plate. It's some sort of chicken, I think, lukewarm, plastic cutlery. In the premium lounge, come on. I'm no snob, but come on. One thing they do have is wine. And I might need it to get through this flight. This is Malbec, one of my favourites. Oh, that's quite a nice, juicy one as well. That's what she said. Right, I'm going to eat my slop. And then we should be getting down to the gate.
And as predicted, really, the chicken-based slop was, well, not that nice, really.
I think I'll eat on the plane.
Before we go any further though, I just wanted to give a big shout out to this week's video sponsor, MyHeritage. I've been using them for a while now and I've got myself hooked on going back through my family tree. I've been able to go back generations for both me and Rachel, and I've found links in my tree as far back as 800 AD. I found out that Rachel's 27th great grandfather was none other than the King of England himself, King Richard I, better known as Richard the Lionheart. And one of my ancestors was a president of this great nation, William Howard Taft, who was my great-great-grandfather's cousin. He was the 27th president of the USA and famously died in the bath. MyHeritage make it super easy to go through your family tree. It's found links and information about ancestors I didn't even know I had, just by entering a few details. They use AI to put together your tree too, which makes it super easy. It lets you colorise old photos, which is super cool, and even bring them to life through animations. MyHeritage lets you search more than 20 billion historical documents and has an amazing instant discoveries feature that populates entire generations of your family tree at the click of a button. MyHeritage are offering you a 14-day free trial when you use my link by scanning the QR code on the screen right now or visiting the link in the description. And trust me, once you sign up for that free trial, you're never going to want it to end and you'll get hooked on it just like I have. Anyway, back to the video. Pretty soon it was time to head down to the gate to get on board my ride to Madrid. Right then, time to go and get on board my Aerolineas Argentinas flight. And if the lounge is anything to go by, well, not entirely sure what it's going to be like. We'll figure it out once we're on board.
Adelante.
Hola, buenas noches. Por acá, por favor. Sí.
Alright then, here goes then. Aerolineas Argentinas. Over the Atlantic coast to Madridios. I can't make that work. It's late, I'm tired. Let's get on board.
Hola, buenas noches.
Permítame, señor.
Es 8.
8, sí, mire, si quiere por aquí.
Over there. Okay, gracias.
Es el otro pasillo.
And if the lounge was an underwhelming experience, well, I was in for a treat once I got on board the plane. It's in this really tired 222 config in business class, and it was pretty tired and dated. The seats looked like something from the early 2000s.
Right, now welcome on board Aerolineas Argentinas. It's Airbus A330. This is in a 222 config. They don't have full like 121 suites or anything like that. Pretty basic, pretty simple, and not in the best nick, but hey, I don't know how we're going to get on. We'll see. We've got a little screen here that's not working. We've got like an area here with some, well, yeah, that. Over here we've got seat controls and things just here. We've got remote control down here. Yeah, it's not amazing. It's not amazing for the price it cost, which I'll tell you at the end. It was an expensive flight, this one, but hey. So the seat, we've got blankets here. Don't seem too bad. We've got a pair of headphones, and what's down here? Oh, and a amenity kit. An amenity kit down here. I'll go through that in a little while to see what that's like. I bet it's not as good as mine, but hey. And then what we got? Oh, that's about it. We've got a pillow at the back here. Not too shabby, not too shabby. We'll see what it's like when we get airborne. Windows are a bit dirty, actually, I have to say. We'll see how that goes as well. But hey, one night, that's all it is. Could be worse. I could be on a 6-day bus ride across South America right now. Been there, done that. I'd much rather be on here.
Pretty soon everybody was on board, and it seemed that finally something would go right on this flight. Well, so far at least.
Oh yes, doors are closed. An empty seat remains.
We pushed back from the stand and enjoyed the football-related safety video as we taxied out to the runway for our 12-hour flight from Buenos Aires. Our route tonight then took us northeast out of Buenos Aires, flying along the coastline of Brazil before flying across the Atlantic Ocean into Africa. We coasted in over Senegal, flew over Mauritania and Morocco before our final approach into Madrid in Spain after a flight time of 11 hours and 21 minutes cruising at 40,000 feet.
Right, and we are airborne from Buenos Aires, heading across the Atlantic to Madrid. Actually, I'm quite fortunate there's nobody sitting at the side of me, so I've been able to put all my crap over there, really. There's a bit of a thing that comes down, a bit of a divider, but that's about as far as it goes. It doesn't come all the way down, unfortunately, but never mind. I don't know if there's going to be any meal service or anything now, because it's like really late at night. People are sort of going to sleep and stuff. They're doing something in the galley, so I don't know. It would be nice to at least get a drink before I go to bed, but I don't know. We'll have to see, hey.
The in-flight entertainment system has a few TV shows and movies to watch, but the interface was pretty dated, something that was very clear when I looked at the flight map and figured out that it must have been designed during a very specific 74-day period in 1982.
Now then, while we're waiting to see if we get any dinner tonight, let's have a little look through the Aerolineas Argentinas Amenitius Kitius. Alright, there we go. So that's the bag it comes in. Shall we see what's inside? Oh, it's like Christmas. I feel like Ashton's. I need to get a little brown couch.
Hiya.
toothpaste and toothbrush, eye mask and socks, handily wrapped together, a bag, a hairbrush, very handy, hand cream, a lip balm, earplugs, and that's it. It's alright, it's not too bad. Some useful bits in there, not quite sure what the bag's all about, but hey, not the best quality eye mask, but hey, it'll do to sit in a bag somewhere and sit in a box in my office until I give them away to somebody at some point. But yeah, that's it. That's the Aerolineas amenity kit. Alright, so we do get something to eat. I think it's cheese and crackers tonight. It's in like a wrapped up in cling film. As Americans would call it saran wrap. Never quite understood that. Why do Americans call cling film saran wrap? If you're an American, please let me know. Is it some sort of brand name, a bit like Hoover? I do always wonder why they can't be bothered just to take the cling film off before they serve it, though. Bugs me when people do that, when airlines do that. Alright, now we've undressed it, let's see what it's like. I've had better, but hey, it's late. I will take this tonight and then get some sleep.
For the main course, I went for the pasta bolognese, which looked like a reheated ready meal. After dinner, I reclined my seat to try and get some rest.
Right then, I've put the bed in the loose terms down to try and get a bit of rest. It's not a flat bed, unfortunately. It's an angle flat, which means this is as good as it gets. The problem with these, they're all well and good, but for me, I find myself slipping down constantly overnight. Like I'll start here and then I'll end up sort of slipping down there and then end up crinkled at the bottom in a heap by the end of like an hour or two has gone by. So yeah, it remains to be seen how we're going to do tonight on this bed. But I mean, it is not the worst, I suppose. And I've got to keep reminding myself that it is better than being sat in economy and not able to recline the seat really at all. So yeah, it's okay in that regard, but equally not sure how much of a good night's sleep I'm going to get, but we'll see in the morning. But I'm going to try and get some sleep, and I will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning from somewhere over North Africa. I think we're over Mauritania right now. We're at 39,000 feet. It's a bit weird. We normally, on these flights, we cross the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Africa. We've sort of come inland over Africa on this flight. So we're right over the top of the Sahara Desert at the minute, which is pretty cool. But anyway, about 2 hours left to run. Managed to get a bit of sleep. The bed, not really very comfy at all, if I'm honest. Spent most of the night rolling over trying to stay comfortable because it just... When you sleep on an angle, I find that it puts pressure on you at different points that aren't normal. So I end up getting pain in different parts of me and having to keep rolling over all the time. It's just not amazing, but hey, I shouldn't complain. But yeah, there we go. We're over the desert of Africa. We should be on the ground in a couple of hours in Madrid.
We flew over the Atlas Mountains in Morocco, which I have to say was pretty cool and a very unexpected treat on this flight that normally would be just over water.
Right then, breakfast has arrived and I've just gone for the cereals today. There is a hot dish coming as well, but I'm not really massively hungry. So we've got some, looks like granola, some fruit and a cup of coffee. Nice.
It's time for the Noel Phillips Blue Review.
Alright then, time for the Aerolineas review. The Aerolineas Argentinas Lunius reviews. Yes, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But this is the middle bathroom on the A330 at the back of the business class section, and it's actually massive. Look at the size of this bathroom, look. You could have a party in here if you wanted to. I think this is the accessible one because the door sort of comes extra wide here. You can open it in 3 sections. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And then over here, well, not quite so cool. We've got the units with the toilet roll, sink. I mean, there's a toilet roll. If you're sitting over here, you're sort of going to have to... That's a long stretch, isn't it? You need long arms to use that. But anyway, we've got the sink. We've got other bits and pieces here. Whatever that is. A mirror. a full trash can there, and other than that, that's pretty much it. It's a basic bathroom, but it's a big bathroom. Oh, there's a big baby changing mat there. If you blow me out, how big are these babies? Look at the size of that. They have like massive babies in Argentina. Do they need like huge beds like that? I could lay down on there almost. Might be more comfy than my seat. Anyway, this is the loo. Anyway, on Aerolineas. We are going to be landing soon, I think, down into Madrid, and I can't wait to get off and actually get a decent night's sleep in a hotel, let me say.
That was the Noel Phillips Lou Review.
Alright then, starting our descent into Madrid. We'll be on the ground in about 20 minutes. It's a bit miserable and grey looking out there though for Madrid. I always thought Madrid was sunny and deserty. It has been every time I've been, but it looks like it's not very great there. At the minute it's really cloudy, but never mind. We'll be on the ground soon.
Fortunately though, the weather cleared up a little bit for our approach and we began our descent into Madrid, which was pretty fortunate really, as I inadvertently broke the seat even more. Landing in Madrid is always pretty cool though, because you get to fly over some really cute little towns on your approach. My ride to Madrid cost me an eye-watering $4,500 US, which is crazy money for what you get. But what are the alternatives? Well, there's 3 airlines flying non-stop from Buenos Aires to Madrid. On the date I flew, it would have either cost me $4.5 grand for Aerolineas, or I could have paid $3.5 to fly on the Spanish airline Iberia, which uses brand new A350s on that route and's got individual suites with full flat beds. Another option is Air Europa, who are also Spanish and send Boeing 787s to Buenos Aires, again with full lie-flat beds in individual suites. On the date that I flew, they were charging just $2,800. Either way is far cheaper and in my opinion a much better product than Aerolineas Argentinas. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not entirely sure who's paying this much money for Aerolineas business class, apart from people like myself ticking them off as part of my Sky Team challenge. They're definitely not the best airline in the world, and in fact they're probably not even the best airline in Sky Team that fly that specific route, so I'd probably take just about any other airline next time. Aerolineas drop you off at Terminal 1 in Madrid, which isn't the nicest place to find yourself after a 12-hour flight. It's a bit grim inside and feels a bit like a bus station. Luckily I didn't have to hang around for long though, because passport control was super easy and I was soon heading through baggage claim to the Uber pickup, which is in a multi-storey car park over the road from the terminal.
Hola.
Noel?
Sí. Gracias. Gracias.
I'd booked a night in the Hilton Madrid airport, which is a couple of miles from the airport but only about a 10-minute ride. They've got a free shuttle bus as well, but I usually prefer to grab an Uber on the way in at least, so it saves me from hanging around after a long flight. And thanks again to MyHeritage for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to get your 14-day free trial by clicking the link in the description.
Hey, right, welcome to Madrid. This is the Hilton Madrid airport. It's just off the airport. I booked here because I think my flight tomorrow is from a different terminal, so I am staying here tonight. So this is quite a nice room. We've got the bathroom. Wow, look at that bathroom there actually, flipping out. That's a bit of a swish, isn't it? And then we've got a nice big bed there. Chill chair just there. Amazing view there. The skyline of Madrid. Look at that. But anyway, that was Aerolineas Argentinas, their Airbus A330. It wasn't amazing, to be fair. Wasn't the best, I have to say, and for the price it cost as well, I thought it was a little bit extortionate, to be honest, for the flight. But hey, they got me here, and actually they got me here a little bit early because we should only have been landing in about another 10 minutes from now. So we got here about an hour early, which wasn't too bad. But we're here now in Madrid. Let me know what you thought to Aerolineas down in the comments below. And in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.